The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
Amazon is hiring near you, and it literally pays to start now. Get a sign-on bonus up to $1,500 on top of competitive wages. You'll do important work, learn new skills, and get orders ready as part of a dedicated team. So find a job with benefits that fits your life, full-time or part-time, day or night, and start now to get a sign-on bonus up to $1,500 before they're gone. Let's work together. Visit Amazon.com/sign-on bonus. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Support for this episode has been provided by George Washington's Mount Vernon. Offering 160 wide-open, wanderable acres, Mount Vernon invites you to connect with over 200 years of history. Far more than a mansion, the first president's estate is home to 4 picturesque gardens and shaded woodland trails, even a cruise of the Potomac River. Visit mountvernon.org to learn more. To save 20% on tickets, use promo code OPEN. Support for this episode has been provided by George Washington's Mount Vernon. For families who've had enough of being homebound, Mount Vernon provides a much-needed escape. With 160 wide-open acres to explore, kids can see farm animals and farming demonstrations, go on a scavenger hunt, and more. Visit mountvernon.org to learn more. To save 20% on tickets, use promo code OPEN.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthma Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
You have smoked yourself retarded.
here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
And it's July. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. Happy birthday, America.
America. Oh, yeah. You xenophobic, racist, horrible, dystopian. Like, if you read the news, that's what you'd think of it, right? How does anybody still live here? What a horrible place this is. Sorry.
Where they apparently all hate themselves.
Yeah.
But no, that's 4th of July is should be a day where we kind of put that all behind us and just be like, hey, no matter what you think of America, you got to admit, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, well, too, it's and you blow shit up, you cook something on a grill. House pets across the country have massive heart attacks and anxiety attacks.
Yeah. I was just going to say, it's hard to be mad at that stuff, but then you throw in that, and yeah.
Hey, I lucked out
My
with
cats
Rory.
will be hiding under the furniture.
Well, so, yeah, your cats spaz out. Rory, Rory goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Rory will be curled up in a fucking ball. Like, oh, hey, something going on outside?
The mama of my 2, Bast, she would be growling.
If Rory had a Twitter, she'd be that person on Super Bowl Sunday going, oh, hey, is there a sporting event going on?
You know, I'm all for fireworks and people having a good time. And, you know, of course, it's a long weekend, so it's not just going to be on the 4th. It's over the whole weekend. People will be blowing shit up. But it is getting a little bit out of hand.
Well, especially, dude, I can't even imagine in your neighborhood. But I'd say here, they started they started at Memorial Day. Every fucking night. And
I don't know what this, I got a guy on my block who likes to just randomly light off, I don't know what it is, an M80 something. I mean, all it does is make a huge bang. I'm like, who is that fun for?
Yeah, right? The person watching it. You know, trust me, when I was a kid, I lived next to neighbors who do that. And yeah, they'd be like, oh, we got a quarter stick of dynamite. Like, that sounds like a dumb idea. And I'm like 6, but okay.
The neighbor came out and yelled at him. It was like, you scared the shit out of me, god damn it. And his wife, the wife of the firework thrower, was like, he scared me too, ha ha. And I'm like, why don't you say something to your fucking man?
Yeah, keep your fucking husband in check, dipshit. Why don't you go up to me? Hey, I'd rather not have the whole neighborhood hate us. Could you knock that shit off?
It's too late for that. This is the same couple who bought their kid, who is, I don't know, he can't be older than 10. They bought him one of those mini bikes, a mini motorcycle. And he's in the street and on the sidewalk all day long, up and down the street. And then the kid down the street got one, and now they're racing each other. Like, I didn't sign up to live next to a fucking motorway.
The world's tiniest motorcycle gang.
But we're starting off on a bad foot here. We're just bitching, right?
Right. Welcome
This
to
is coming
Old
out.
Men Yell at Clouds.
Yeah. This is coming out on a relaxing, long weekend. Hopefully, everyone's getting some time off to enjoy themselves or do whatever they want. Drink a shit ton of beer.
My alcohol consumption has gone. Well, it's golf season. Usually does, but Memorial Day. I partied Memorial Day like I had not partied in a while. Like it was like 4 straight days of just getting drunk every day. And I was like, each morning I got up like I used to do this regularly on purpose. How the fuck did I function? How did I keep a job?
Well, if
How
you
did I
want to
wake
keep in
up?
beer, Pabst Blue Ribbon is starting today. They're giving away 4 limited edition 1776 beer packs. And that's literally 1,776 beers, Pabst Blue Ribbon cans, in one huge box that they show it. I mean,
You're having a
the back of
party
a
if you
semi.
win this, right? You have to. That is 74 cases of beer.
74 cases. I would hope you.
148 12 packs. I mean, seriously, this is like a shipment to a grocery store or a party store yeah.
How much does that break? Because part of this giveaway is that they actually want to track the progress of the people who receive these huge packs of beer. I don't know if that's going to go over like they think it is.
296 six packs. That's what I'm saying. Like a college student wins this. Dude, you got beer for the year. You got beer for the school year. You might have beer for a couple school years.
But where do you put it all? How much of that beer's going bad?
Yeah, where are you putting that box?
Where are you putting any of this? Like you have.
You keep it warm. You keep it in your basement.
It doesn't go bad eventually if you keep it warm?
No, you do it with craft beer. It's called cellaring it. You just make sure it's in a colder environment and you can keep it down there for it. It makes it better.
All right. Well, I don't know if the Pabst is going to
Right, yeah. I'm aging my Pabst. This is... I've been cellaring this Pabst since 2016. Yeah, it's still PBR.
So how many 6-packs does that break down to?
296 six-packs.
It's almost a year's worth, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're, seriously trying to kill yourself, it would be almost a year's worth.
Yeah, that's like... You want to go out Nick Cage style, leaving Las Vegas, that's a 6-pack a day for a year.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Track their progress over what length of time?
Like, in general?
No, I'm just saying, if it's going to take you a year to get to this, if you're really into drinking this beer, I mean, it's got to be people who it's going to take them a lot longer than that.
I bet the right college student wins this. This beer is finished within a calendar year. Somebody who's in a fraternity wins this.
Yeah, I don't know. These video diaries are going to be pretty grim. This is going to be
right.
Day 280. Doctors say the new liver is taking.
Yeah. Wife left me 3 months ago.
My doctors want me to say that they do not advise me to continue to drink any amount of beer.
However, I won this, so I'm finishing it.
Because America.
Is that from the press release? Why did you come up with this 1776 pack? Because America. I liked your joke on Facebook of you would only drink the 1691 pack. Or the 1619 pack.
Yeah, you drink 1,619 beers. You don't have to finish all of them because, if you want to honor
because of racism.
The true creation of America, you don't drink them all.
Those other 157 beers are racist. Those are the racist ones. You don't drink them.
That was my first attempt in a long time at posting a joke on Facebook.
Yeah, I notice you're active on Facebook. What? You all right? Are you lost? Like an old person at the mall.
There's just... I don't know.
You're just trying to engage in the culture.
I'm just trying to engage with people. I mean, if you want to be engaged with anyone, it's how you got to keep in touch with people and know what the fuck is going on.
I have Snapchat now. I get it. I understand. I essentially just use it to text people. I have Snapchat and it's okay, cool. It's texting. It's fucking
right.
Okay, it's texting, but you get to make your handle.
Yep.
All right. but this is how people want to communicate now. Sure.
Is Snapchat the one where it only it's only live for like a certain period of time or something, or like you read it and then it disappears?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's why.
It's one that you can give yourself dog ears and all that stupid shit. I will say it is admirable just from the technology standpoint what they've been able to do with filters and stuff. Like the shit looks real. I'm sitting there, you had the thought the other day, like, man, we've come a long way from the bag cell phone that you had to plug into your cigarette lighter.
Yeah. I don't know, but first impressions back on Facebook. Oh my God, why are there so many fucking ads?
Well, that's how they pay for it.
Like, just everything's an ad.
I don't poke.
And the constant marketplace alerts. Mm-hmm. Of you want to buy all this shit.
Well, no, it's because I noticed it on my. No, it's you get alerts from the things that you use. Like when I was looking for golf clubs, all of a sudden the marketplace showed up at the bottom of my thing, and I was getting marketplace alerts.
Right.
Now that I fired up the dating part of the Facebook, all of a sudden I noticed at the bottom, dating's now down there. Like, okay, I didn't do this. It's a little weird. It's a little weird, Zuckerberg, what you're doing there. But yeah, no, it at least now it with this version they came, I think a year and a half ago, it does shit based on what your activity.
Oh, yeah.
It's like my news feed's always down there. Like, and their news is always down there.
Yeah, it was when I got back on it. It was sending me all these requests or not, suggestions of people that I might know that were just friends of friends. And then I send a friend request to a friend of a friend who happened to be an attractive woman. And then all of a sudden, all my suggestions were like, "Oh, you dating? Like, here's a bunch of hoes. Here's all the hoes we got."
Yeah, the AI in the social media apps is getting a little too.
What about the fucking video tab though? Like those.
I never go in that one,
dude. There's nothing but complete bullshit on there. Like I watched a few. There were like things that looked like, oh, this would be an interesting, fun little short video, and then you watch it, and you're like, well, this is going on a lot longer than. Oh wait, and here's another angle. This isn't real. And then at the end of like what would be a 3-minute video, they're like, this was based on real events. Like one of them, sure I watched this whole stupid video where it was just a one-note gag of, it was a guy laying out at the beach, and he had a cooler kind of in between the viewer and him around his crotch area, so you couldn't see what was going on there, right? And then there's a woman that's kind of bent over that area, looking like she's going down on him. And somebody's like standing there filming with their camera that's very still, not moving around or anything. And other people are coming over and they're like pointing, like, oh, look at that, look what's going on. And this video, I swear to God, it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes of this, of him like, he pats her head, he smiles, he lays back and really enjoys himself.
Yeah, have you ever heard brevity is the soul of wit, buddy? This could have been a 30-second video.
And then they finally swing the camera around, and he's got a little dog on his lap, and she's like, giving the dog Eskimo kisses and shit like that. And I'm like, yeah, well, then why the fuck was her head bobbing up and down and you were petting her? Like, if you just saw somebody playing with the dog on the beach, you wouldn't stop and point and, like, put your hand over your mouth and grab your boyfriend and be like, oh, look.
Yeah, I don't go in that tab.
I'm like, how does anybody watch these and not realize that they're fake?
It's like, I don't have TikTok. I don't, like, I finally had one of my friends with kids explain to me what TikTok is. Might have been you. But yeah, it's just Vine, but longer. But yeah, I don't, there's this whole video culture out there, video humor culture that I'm good. Like, I thought Candid Camera was lame when I was a kid. I still think it's lame when you try to repackage it now as all the, your viral videos and whatever.
Yeah. You know how you can tell something is fake? Real people just repeat themselves. Or you see these videos where shit escalates. Like, I watched another one where a girl puts puts her shopping cart away. Actually, doesn't put it away properly, and it ends up rolling into some guy's car. And he gets out and puts the cart behind her car, and then they go back and forth. And then shit escalates. And then at the end of it, she's like, "Can I have your number? Because I actually think that you're cute." I was like, "This is total bullshit." But if it was a real fight, it would just be the same thing over and over again. Like, people just get stuff. They just go, "I'm not doing it. You're doing it. I'm not doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. You're doing it. I'm not doing it. You're doing it." That's a real video. That's what they look like. That's what they sound like. Not these people trying to do their, like, real life improv.
Yeah, right.
Oh, R.I.P. Cops creator.
Oh, yeah?
We can't do a podcast about weed and not talk about cops. When John Langley passed away doing some fool shit in a car in Mexico. So he was 78 years old, so I guess, you do what you want.
Fool shit. What did he do? I heard he died. I didn't hear how. I just thought he was 78.
He was off-road racing.
Oh.
He fucking wrecked his car and, I don't know, died because he's 78 and in a fucking race car.
Well, shit.
Oh no, I guess he had a heart attack while he was driving, so the wreck was from having a heart attack.
All right, cool. So he went out like the Macho Man.
What, a Macho Man went out driving?
Macho Man had a heart attack while driving.
Damn.
His last words were, "Oh no."
There's no way to prove that.
There's no way to not prove it either.
There's no way to disprove it too, so just hold it in your heart.
Yes.
And just believe it's true.
That's what I choose to believe. He grabbed his chest and went, "Oh no."
There's two universes. There's the one where he didn't die, and there's the one where he died and said, "Oh no," while he went.
Yes.
The Macho Man multiverse theory. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not much to say about him. I don't know. I don't know who John Langley was outside of a dude who got filthy rich for a pretty basic concept, but I ain't slanging it either. Like,
he was the first one to do it.
He knew how to. He was an innovator, and he knew how to package that shit.
If you think about it, definitely one of the birthers of reality type television.
Yep.
I mean, no one was doing that shit. Cops came out in, like, what, the 80s? Real World didn't happen until like 93, 94. That's what everybody considers the first reality show.
Yeah.
But I'd argue Cops was the first reality show.
Yeah, Cops came first.
Now, it does make me talk about him and the Macho Man. How many people you think die like that every year?
Die driving?
Yeah, die having a heart attack or a stroke while driving. Something that just goes like, or just an aneurysm. Just something where it's like your number is up while you are operating a vehicle and it does not involve another vehicle crashing into you.
Yeah, you would think it would happen a lot, wouldn't you? I mean, just look at how many people are driving and having heart attacks. You'd think just by the numbers, you would be hearing about it more often, but I don't know. I mean, I wonder, like, a heart attack wouldn't be usually all that sudden. Probably in most cases, you would feel bad and start pulling over.
Yes and no. Some of them are sudden.
It could happen. Yeah, no, it could happen, but
yeah, there's usually symptoms.
Yeah. Well, another R.I.P. Gift of Gab passed away. Tim Parker, known as Gift of Gab, one half of the rap duo Blackalicious.
I haven't heard that. Now there's a name I have not heard in a long time.
I think they released something not too long ago. They've still been active. I'm a big fan. Blackalicious is one of those groups that was on the forefront of that backpack rap movement.
Oh, absolutely. And
if you're not familiar and you want to just hear a really cool rap song, you got to look up the one that Gift of Gab was most famous for was Alphabet Aerobics, and it's a song, and the preferred version in my mind would be the Cut Chemist mix of it. But it's a track that it's simple beat that gets faster and faster as the track progresses. Every verse in it is every word in it starts with the same letter, and he just goes through the alphabet like that. So most of it, I don't know, like it gets really crazy towards the end because the fact that he even thought of enough words to fill, a whole verse with X, Y, and Z separately, but also is doing it at like 200 beats per minute. And just a supremely, supremely talented rapper all the way around. And one of the things that I really like about Blackalicious is that I don't want to like label it as like hippie rap, like De La Soul, but it wasn't braggadocious type of rap, and it wasn't all about street life and all that. And I'm not dissing any of that. I like myself my fair share of gangster rap and any kind of rap. Any kind of rap really has good rap in it.
It wasn't about I'm so hard and I'm gonna fuck all these bitches.
Yeah, there was a lot of feel good.
Although a little bit of I'm gonna fuck all
there.
These bitches. Because they're still dudes in their 20s.
Yeah, I'm sure he had plenty of lyrics about his sexual prowess and whatnot.
Yeah, no.
And I don't know. If you're not bragging, you're not really rapping.
It's true. That's half of it.
Yeah, but passed away from complications from a kidney transplant, I guess.
Yeah, I hate when I'm right. When I make a judgment and I'm right. I looked at it, I was like, oh, heavy black guy, 50. I was like, diabetes. And read the story. It's like, yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's an all too common story.
When overweight brothers go out below 60, it's usually what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Patrice O'Neal. He was, I think we are now both older than Patrice O'Neal when he died.
So, yeah. R.I.P. Gift of Gab. I'm sad that we won't get any more music from really talented artists.
But we got what's left.
There is a lot out there, and I'd encourage you if you're a fan of rap at all and you're not familiar with Blackalicious, that shit's out there. Look it up. It's all really solid.
If you like A Tribe Called Quest, you'll like Blackalicious.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good. That's a fair statement.
Like that tells you what you're dealing with here, the style and genre.
Mountain Dew's got a new cake-flavored soda.
What is with the cake flavors?
I don't know. Why? Like
that cake-flavored shit has been a thing since like the mid-2000s. I don't understand it. Like,
it started with the Oreos,
You know
right?
what's cake-flavored? Cake.
Yeah, right.
So why?
It's called Cake Smash.
Now I can understand
the
a cake-flavored vape
sweepstakes.
Like, I don't want to drink a cake. I would vape a cake. I would vape that flavor. Wait, drinking a cake. So basically, a watery milkshake?
Yeah, that's what I imagine it would taste like.
A high viscosity milkshake.
Yeah. And apparently what they're promoting this as a way to celebrate. Well, it says in 2021, it's time to celebrate you in the most epic way possible. Let's do over your missed milestone, whether it was a birthday, a wedding, a graduation, or life itself. This year, you deserve to have your cake and drink it too with Mountain Dew Cake Smash. It's an unfortunate name too because of the smash part, because a cake smash is when a girl sits on a cake, right? And then puts it on her Patreon.
To us old people, yes. To 20-somethings, isn't smashing eating. Well, no, wait, I thought smashing was fucking. Welcome to two old guys trying to figure out pop culture.
Yeah, I think smashing is more is more eating than fucking now.
I mean, I recall saying in my mid to late 20s, I'm going to smash that.
Yeah.
I was talking about pussy.
I think that smash is one of the better euphemisms that we've had for sex.
But I also do recall saying it about like a burger as well. So maybe it's both?
Really, I wouldn't smash food. I'd destroy it.
But cake-flavored soda, why?
I don't think like smashing food just sounds like you're not eating it.
Or you're eating it with fucking fervor. You are putting it into your face
you don't
with
really
authority.
Smash it into your mouth.
It's true.
Unless you're really bad at eating.
Yeah, you smash things into your mouth.
Eating disorder.
You could hurt your teeth. Yeah, you smash the wrong thing into your mouth.
Yeah.
You're spitting out a tooth.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
It makes a difference when a community gets thousands of new jobs. It makes a bigger difference when all of those jobs pay more than double the federal minimum wage. All Amazon employees make at least $15 an hour. Employees aren't the only ones who experience the impact of our starting wage. Neighbors like Sylvia and Francois of Sylvia's Cafe in Opelika, Florida, feel the impact of that extra spending money. See their story at aboutamazon.com/15.
Support for this episode has been provided by George Washington's Mount Vernon. For families who've had enough of being homebound, Mount Vernon provides a much-needed escape with 160 wide-open acres to explore. Kids can see farm animals and farming demonstrations, go on a scavenger hunt, and more. Visit mountvernon.org to learn more. To save 20% on tickets, use promo code OPEN.
This is Peacock. I love it! It's streaming your favorite shows, movies, live sports, breaking news, exclusive originals. It's The Office. That's what she said. Chrisley Knows Best.
It's gonna be Todd's Way or the Highway.
And Peacock original shows like Punky Brewster.
Holy macanoli.
So whether you're in the mood for every live WWE pay-per-view or every episode of Law & Order SVU, Peacock's got you covered. Peacock. Watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com.
Hey guys, I'm Greg T. If you're suffering from back pain at home from sitting a long time, maybe lifting, even working on the job, the New York Spine Institute offers comprehensive pain management care by New York's top consultants. Their on-site spine experts take a holistic approach to back pain management and tailor an individualized plan to meet your specific needs on and off the job. New York Spine Institute, better treatment for a better life. To schedule an appointment like I did, dial pound 250 on your mobile phone and say the keywords no pain. That's pound 250 keyword no pain.
Support for this episode has been provided by George Washington's Mount Vernon. For families who've had enough of being homebound, Mount Vernon provides a much-needed escape with 160 wide-open acres to explore. Kids can see farm animals and farming demonstrations, go on a scavenger hunt, and more. Visit mountvernon.org to learn more. To save 20% on tickets, use promo code OPEN.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
We were just talking about Fletch, like a week or two ago? And I see that John Hamm has signed on to do a new Fletch movie called Confess Fletch. It's interesting.
Yay.
Well, John Hamm's fun.
I know he's fun, but I mean, the franchise has been dormant for 40 years for a reason, people. When did Fletch Lives come out? Like 81?
Yeah. I told you I started reading the first Fletch book, which is pretty much the movie that we saw. And I can't do it. The version of Fletch from the novel is so much worse of a person than the one that Chevy Chase plays. Like he's slimy in Fletch in the movie, but he has charm. And without that charm, boy, Fletch is just a total piece of shit.
Oh, it's kind of how I felt when I read The Catcher in the Rye for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'd heard all of this stuff about how Holden Caulfield was this like counterculture hero and this the anti and this blah. And then I read the book and I remember thinking like about a quarter of the way in, did I have to listen to this guy whine this whole book? This whiny motherfucker.
What's he a hero for? Noticing shit?
Yeah, right? Like, I just remember thinking, being told you're reading this at the right time, you're reading it in high school. And then just remember thinking the whole time, shut the fuck up. You are a whiny bitch.
I enjoy the book. I like all of Salinger's stuff, honestly. And he writes good coming-of-age fiction, usually. But I think it's faulty to look for a hero in that book, really, or any of Salinger's stuff, for that matter.
Well, if your goal is to be brooding and bitchy, look up to Holden Caulfield.
Yeah. Well, look, how ahead of his time was he?
It's true, right?
I'm talking about back in the day. He was goth before goth.
He was Gen X before Gen X.
He was.
He had heard of it first before you did.
Like, why that book? I'm not saying that book doesn't deserve to be read by millions and millions of people, but out of all the books, I mean, there's quite a few of them that that people can share, that they, everyone's read, like, maybe Animal Farm or something in school. But like everybody's read fucking Catcher in the Rye, and I wonder if that's
great coming of age story. If you're a dude, and it's not relatable. Who gets sent away to private school? Not anybody I fucking know.
Yeah.
Ooh, private school. Ooh, your rich boy private school problems. Ooh.
I don't like.
Oh, you're not getting laid in high school? Welcome to the club.
Yeah, all of Salinger's stories are told from a position of privilege, and therefore should be looked at as having completely unreliable narrators. That their vision of the world is completely skewed. There's nothing about Catcher in the Rye or any of his stuff that's trying to really portray the common man.
Yeah, but isn't part of writing supposed to be it's relatable?
Well, no, look, I'm not saying that it's not relatable. That's the thing. Like, I think that you can have fiction that's relatable, but also you can understand that it can be relatable without having to be aspirational, right? We can relate to the bad qualities that Holden has because, part of that story to me is that while Holden is judgmental of everybody else around him, he's completely blind to his own failings.
That's Gen X all over.
Right. And that's why I'm saying, like, as big of a fan as I am of the writing of Salinger, I think that the pushing of this book as the great coming-of-age story might have done a fair amount of damage to our generation.
It's true, because then we built... we built these morons now.
Yep.
I was telling somebody that the other day, like, I used to be mad. Now I just look around at me and my friends and go, this is our fault. It's not me personally. I don't have kids. But, like, we made these fucking... I said maybe two, maybe more like people like 10-ish years older than me. If we're talking about the college kids, maybe people a few years older than me, but it's definitely my generation. It's my age group.
Yeah.
We built these monsters. So that means we should have the antidote, right? Doesn't that go with any horror story? We should know how to kill it. We should have the antidote or know how to get rid of it. We
got to reverse engineer them.
Find the head Gen Zer, take it out, kill the queen.
Find the original Holden Caulfield and kill him, and the rest will die. That's how it works in the vampire movies.
Yeah.
I checked out some of Kevin Can Fuck Himself or F Himself or whatever they're calling the show on AMC, which is, have you seen any of the ads for that? It's the show starring Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek.
I've heard the name. Is it any good?
No, not really. It's an interesting show. What it's doing is so Annie Murphy plays a typical sitcom type of wife. Super pretty, has kind of a schlub of a husband, portraying maybe somewhat lower middle class, but not poor by any means type of family. This one apparently taking place in Boston, I think. I don't know if they actually said in there. Everyone seems to have some sort of... New England area accent or something. But so there's the scenes that she has with her husband and the other characters are shot like a sitcom. They're like 3-camera, live audience, or, at least made to sound like there's a live audience. I don't know if they actually do any of this. It doesn't sound like they do any of it actually live. And then it'll switch to like her point of view, basically. Not point of view like you're looking through her eyes, but when she's on her own, she's like a different person, and it's like she's in a drama. And the result
sounds like a clusterfuck.
It is a clusterfuck because it's not funny and it's not tense. So the part that's not a sitcom kind of starts playing out like a really corny, getting your groove back type of story, right? The whole world's against this female protagonist. Everyone's an asshole to her everywhere. No one appreciates her light. and she's gonna, finally, burst forth from her cocoon and demand the attention that she deserves or whatever. And then somehow the character, by the end of that first episode, decides that her way out of this is just to kill her husband. Or at least she has the idea and doesn't initially find it completely repugnant. And then in episode 2 is actively looking for ways to kill him. Like, just, okay, I guess I'm in. I guess this is my life now. I'm just going to kill my husband.
Get a divorce? I mean, I guess I know I'm talking to a fake TV character, but...
Yeah, I mean, this...
How plausible is this situation?
Zero. I mean, do people think about killing their spouses? Oh, I'm sure all the time.
No, I was told that...
But...
You're not married if you don't think about it at least once. That's what I was told.
Right. But then to make that leap in the story I don't know ultimately where I watched 2 episodes. I couldn't get through the second episode.
Wow.
It was just too boring. There's just nothing going on. And like I said, it's not funny and it's not tense, so it's not anything.
So basically shit writing.
It is pretty shit writing. It seems like they had a high concept that they didn't know how to actually follow through on it. And Annie Murphy is fine enough. She seems to handle the accent really well. But that being said, she's not really actually given an opportunity to be funny at all. And I'm like, dude, I just watched over the course of the pandemic, like however many seasons there were of Schitt's Creek. She's in every episode. She's fucking hilarious in every single episode.
Yeah, right now the heat with her, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's coming off of 6 seasons of that. Yeah, she's known right now for comedy. Why would you not be abusing those comedy chops?
And I mean, they're trying here and there, but again, like, because half of the show is sitcom, it's sitcom humor. So, and it's not even like clever self-referential or meta type of humor or something like, like 30 Rock could do really corny humor in a way that like I'm trying to think of some of the sketches they did with the farting doctor and wrestling bears.
Oh yeah. Bear robot talk show.
Right. All these ridiculous concepts that they're doing jokes on this shit. They're kind of, poking fun of themselves. There's not even anything like that. They're just trying to play it like a straightforward, King of Queens style show.
The Amelia Earhart sketch where she's like, my period.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that if Annie Murphy's not funny in your show, it's not because of Annie Murphy. We know that.
The actor can only do so much with shit dialogue.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate. I said it seems to be a waste of her talent, and it's an interesting concept for a show that they could do something cool with, but like I don't know where you go with this show. Like what is she going to do? Kill her husband, and then what? What happens to your sitcom? That would completely destroy the other half of your show. So then, if you don't do it, what is your character? Somebody who thinks about killing her husband and then decides, no, I'll just go back to my emotionally abusive husband.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got to die, right? It's in the name of the show.
And also, this idea that, like, she's, she should be at the end of her rope, right? This is her last resort. If you're trying to show us a character that she's going to kill somebody else, but trust me, she's not a psychopath. She has her reasons. Her reasons can't be that her husband's a slob and spent all of their $10,000 savings on sports memorabilia. That's a reason for divorce.
Really? That's it? That's the reasons? He's not beating her.
Well,
he's cheating. He's not
cheating. He's not beating her. There's like one line where she like makes a joke and he's like, "You're not trying to be funny, are you?" She's like, "No." And he's like, "Good." And I'm like, wow, that seems kind of threatening. But there's no indication of her being abused other than the fact that she's just thoroughly unappreciated and her husband walks all over her. I mean, emotional abuse, Yeah, I can see a case for that. But that's it. I mean, he's just it's The Simpsons where Marge decides that she needs to kill Homer.
And if that shit hasn't happened in like 30 plus years, it's not happening. Homer's going to make it.
Do you not see how you've painted yourself into a bit of a corner here?
No, because I mean,
if she kills him, she's a psychopath and not really relatable. Because why didn't she just go through one of her many other options of divorce, moving out of the house, cutting him out of your life completely?
Because whoever wrote this story wanted to. Think about where we're at, right? They want. I could tell they want to do this whole female empowerment story. That's what's supposed to be about. Well, yeah.
And it's a shit version of that because there are women in situations that they cannot just go, oh, I'm just going to leave because that guy will track them down, will beat them senseless. You know, it's not as easy. This is not that situation where she has to get out of this and this is her only resort. It's kind of a slap in the face to actual abusive relationships to portray them in this way. If you're trying to take this seriously at all, which you appear to be, and if you really are just having a laugh at this whole concept, then for God's sake, write a fucking joke.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be a comedy or a dramedy?
It's supposed to be like a dark comedy, which means that we don't have to write as many jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like Hacks. Hacks is listed as a dark comedy. It's a good show, but it could easily be 50% funnier and be way better.
Isn't that show actually about comedians?
Yeah. You'd think it would be nonstop laughter. It's got some good jokes in it, but they spend way too much time on the drama side of it. I don't know. Hacks is a much better show. It's a little unbalanced. This show just has nothing redeeming about it.
What I'm saying is, skip this one.
I'd say so, yeah. It's a snoozer. So as some of our listeners out there are celebrating the long weekend, celebrating America's birthday, they'll have the opportunity to do so with some legal weed for the first time if they live in Virginia and New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the party.
As of July 1st, so that's Thursday, so this show will be out already. In Virginia, if you are 21 and up, you'll be allowed to have up to an ounce of marijuana on you, grow up to 4 plants in your home. And of course, still years away from being able to walk into a dispensary to buy anything, but at least you'll be able to
start.
At least you'll be able to have it in your possession and not be hassled.
Well, until you live in the right part of Virginia, you drive into D.C.
Of course, that doesn't mean that you can consume it in public, and you will face a $25 fine.
Ooh, $25, huh?
That's almost like worth it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm smoking weed in public. You give me my $25 ticket.
Yeah,
I'll view that as I can pay to smoking weed in public fee. It's $25. I can smoke weed wherever I want.
Let's go find a cop. Here's $25. I'm going to smoke this joint, okay?
You want to hit this, man? I know you're a cop. Yeah. It's tough nowadays. If I let you hit this, you have to give me $12.50 back.
Yeah, you got to pitch in on the fine.
Mm-hmm.
Or else I'll turn your ass in.
Or I just share this with you and there's no fine. Come on, officer. Everything's negotiable.
That sounds like the more reasonable deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can give you $25 and I can smoke this, or I can smoke this with you and no one gives anyone $25. So Michael Scott calls a win-win-win.
And also in New Mexico, I think it's on the same day. It's not on the 1st. It must be on the 1st. And apparently you can transport up to 2 ounces in New Mexico.
Gary Johnson, nowhere near this New Mexico legalization. Whatever happened to that guy?
What I was just going to say, what happened to Gary Johnson?
Ebola. He got Ebola.
Ebola. Yeah, how come we weren't seeing stories about Gary Johnson telling us about weed's going to kill COVID?
Because I think the 2016 election cycle, that was enough for him.
Let's see. Here's a story from there's an obituary, but that's for a different Gary Johnson, I think. He's not really popular. First three news stories are, like I said, the unrelated obituary for an 84-year-old man. The next one, Portage man accused of killing parents found mentally competent for trial.
Oh.
One of the parents that he killed was named Gary Johnson. And then you get to Libertarian Party calls for end to child labor laws. Gary Johnson disagrees. What's your platform? Let the kids work? Yeah, Gary Johnson, strangely silent on cannabis lately. And also strangely not silent on cannabis is a Supreme Court justice. Not just any Supreme Court justice, but one of our most conservative.
Long Dong Silver himself.
Mr. Clarence Thomas, Mr. Pubic Hair on the Coke can. He said recently, after the Supreme Court refused to hear a recent cannabis case, he did put out a statement saying that the federal prohibitions on marijuana may no longer be necessary.
Yeah, that's a big deal, people.
He says, if the federal government is now content to allow states to act, quote, as laboratories, unquote, and try novel social and economic experiments, then it might no longer have the authority to intrude on the state's police powers.
For those of you who don't speak legalese, he's pretty much going, if it's already working, what are we doing here?
Right. Well, he's also saying as a legal opinion, you have to police fairly, right?
Yeah.
So you can't just go, well, weed's okay in these areas, but for some reason it's not okay over here, or in this context, but not that one.
Yeah, you hit on it, right? I think you hit on it. You're policing it or you're not.
Right.
And yeah, and if we're going to keep hands off in Michigan and California and New York, and I officially now I'm running out of. There's so many I can't remember them all. But yeah, if we're going to keep our hands off of those states, but still, going guns blazing in like Tennessee and fucking Missouri, then no, that's not fair.
He says. He goes on to say, a prohibition on interstate use or cultivation of marijuana may no longer be necessary or proper to support the federal government's piecemeal approach. Yeah, I mean, basically, he's kind of saying that the federal government's punting on this one, that they're saying, well, we don't know what to do with this. Like, most of the people in the country are now on the side of our war on drug has completely failed, and yet we still, on the federal level are not acting on marijuana. We're going, we don't know what to do with it, but if you states can figure something out, then we'll just look the other way. But it's kind of hypocritical for the government to say we're just going to look the other way until you figure all this shit out, and then we're going to come in and start telling you what to do.
Oh, it's a government.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Good, very well. So, yeah, I mean, what does this ultimately mean? I mean, it's not like the Supreme Court writes the laws, but this does mean that if somebody wants to make a real attempt at a legal fight against the federal prohibition of cannabis, that they might just have some justices willing to listen to them. They might just get their day in court.
They set a precedent that where they're going to stand.
Right. So basically, Justice Thomas is indicating that if a case like this, if the proper case did come up, that a precedent would probably be set on that. One that could completely change the way that the federal government handles prohibition of cannabis. And for that matter, presidents don't usually just stop with one thing. It's a president's for a reason. So if those rules apply to cannabis, why not other things?
Whoa.
Why not other drugs?
Slow your roll.
Why not prostitution?
One thing at a time. But I understand what you're saying. It's the government. You just be happy with one thing at a time.
So yeah, no, I'm totally getting ahead of myself, but it's interesting. I'd be interested to see if anything comes of this. If a significant movement on the federal legalization actually happens in the Supreme Court, we'll see. Wouldn't have thought it possible in recent history, considering we've got kind of a more right-wing skew to the court currently.
Which I don't know if people know. There was so much hand-wringing last year when the court tipped conservative. I don't know if you kept an eye on them. The quote-unquote very conservative Supreme Court has made in the last few months, a lot of decisions that you didn't think they would have made.
Yeah.
Well, because it's whatever you think about Amy Coney Barrett during her confirmation hearing, she's like, I'm there to interpret the law. I'm there to, I'm not there for my opinion. I'm there for the law. So hopefully that's how these 9 people are wired.
Yet I have to say, it doesn't seem like a right-wing court. It seems fairly even-handed.
Oh, but last year, holy shit.
And it's the last branch of the government that's taking its job seriously, right?
It's true. Yeah. 100%.
So I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Well, yeah. Do you know a Supreme Court justice on Twitter? I don't.
Yeah, right.
But I can tell you a bunch of fucking senators and representatives on Twitter.
Yeah, arguing over who's taller.
Some of the shit I see, really? You're an elected official? For starters, I hope you're not on the taxpayer dime while you're sending these tweets.
What was it? The 3 named ladies on each extreme, Marjorie Taylor Greene and
AOC.
And AOC. Marjorie Taylor Greene was calling her like a little fascist. She's like, I'm taller than you. I'm like, I think you miss a point.
Yeah, right. No, I'm a tall fascist.
Yeah. The knock wasn't on your height, okay?
Have you ever seen, I think he's from California, Ted Lieu. Have you ever read his Twitter? All of his tweets, I just want to ask, are you okay? You all right?
Are you being held hostage right now?
Calm down, dude. Everything's going to be out. You live in California. Be cool. Life's not that hot. Life's not that serious, buddy.
538 is busting wide open a scandal on cannabis testing.
Ooh, what kind of scandal?
Well, apparently, so there was there's a person that worked in the industry. What is this person's name? Keegan Skeet, or Skate, Skeate.
Skeet.
Yeah. Let's see. He was working at Praxis Laboratory in Washington. This guy is a whistleblower. He's actually gone to 538 to tell him his story about how it was his job to, oversee the testing of the potency of the strains and all the different products that were being made. And he started noticing that the numbers were being tweaked. He was testing something at like 18%, and then when it gets to the label, it's like 20%, 22%, shit like that. And this happened, he recorded a pattern over 2 years of Praxis Laboratory doing this, of tweaking the numbers on their cannabis.
So it's saying it's more than it was, so they could sell it for more? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Well, that just makes me suspicious now. You just slapping any kind of number on this thing?
Yeah, I don't know. If you're interested in, I would look up 538's article. It's quite extensive. Seems like a very reputable person that they have. Their whistleblower. And it's not just him. I mean, that's kind of the basis, the start of their story. But they really lay out the case for this. I mean, if this is happening in Washington, I'm sure this shit's happening all over the place. I mean, between that and I've been reading a lot of stories lately, too, about how there's less of a noticeable difference between sativas and indicas. That the traditional up and down relationship between the two of them is less noticeable these days. I definitely have found that to be the case.
Not me.
So who knows?
I can still tell when I have an indica, man.
Yeah.
At this point, I get hybrids generally.
Yeah, I do too. That's the majority of what's out there anyway.
But I'm telling you, when I smoke, maybe it's psychosomatic, but when I smoke an indica, all motivation, done, gone.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything today or ever again until I'm sober.
Yeah, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the labels. I'm not really that picky about indica or sativa. I don't get anal about the, how much percentage THC it is. It's just, it fucking works, right?
Oh, I go in every time. I want hybrid 510, highest percentage you got. Like I am within, I know what I want. I'm in and out in 5 minutes. So don't care the brand, don't care the price, highest percentage hybrid you got.
Yeah, I'm not picky. I bought a bag of shake at the dispensary the other day. And that's actually been $60 for a gram of shake. It's been lasting me quite a while. It's not so bad. I was a little nervous because it was the same dispensary that I would get when they gave out free pre-rolls for whatever reason. They always tasted like they broke up roaches.
Oh.
I was like, what's their shake going to be? But I took a look at it. I was like, oh, that seems legit. And it is.
It's an ounce of roach weed. It's all black.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if there's some hijinks going on with the testing, it's not like I'm noticing like, hey, I'm not getting as high as I used to.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. All the shit that I'm getting, whatever it's testing at, whatever the numbers are. Look, the important thing is that everybody cheats the same way, right? It just has to be a number that you can relate, like, oh, this one says it's 22%, that one says 22. They're probably roughly the same, right? Who cares if they're both 19?
As long as we're taught the rounding system from school.
Right.
Above 5, round up. Below 5, round down.
Yeah. And, for that matter, if we actually wanted to have a really effective testing system, it'd probably have to be something that was nationwide. I mean, you'd have to solve all these federal issues that we were talking about earlier.
Well, I know it's not
to actually tackle the problem.
Because I have a friend who grows, and we were, talking about. I asked him if it was possible for him to figure out the THC content of his plants, and he said yes, but he's like, it's a $500 kit that I don't want to buy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's like the answer to everything else. Once it's cheap to do so, it'll be widespread.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you have if you actually have a nationwide program that could oversee this, something like whatever the FDA does or shit like that, you amortize the cost in some way.
All right. Well, follow us on social media. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on the Twitter at the Weedsman420, Instagram at the Weedsman Podcast. Email the Weedsman Podcast to ChristopherMedia.net if you'd like to drop us a line. And go to ChristopherMedia.net. Hit the PayPal button. Hit the Amazon banner if you would like to help us out. We would appreciate any help you can give. Please and thank you. And wherever you listen to us, which now includes YouTube, rate us, review us. That helps people find us. We appreciate that as well. And stay high.
Stay high.
Well, here we are, deep in the heart of summer road trip season. But before you hit the road, make sure your car's in tip-top shape at Advance Auto Parts. Right now, get free Gumout Regain Fuel System Cleaner with a qualifying Pennzoil oil change bundle. And while you're there, have your battery tested free. Because during road trip season, nothing sounds better than a perfectly humming engine. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Fracture prints your digital photos directly onto glass, making your favorite moments come alive in vivid color. Hand-assembled in the USA, Fracture glass prints are a unique and beautiful way to display and share your favorite moments. Simply upload your photo at FractureMe.com, select your size, and your glass print will be shipped to you, ready to hang with just one screw. Use code POD15 to get 15% off your order today. That's code POD15 at FractureMe.com.
Amazon is hiring near you, and it literally pays to start now. Get a sign-on bonus up to $1,500 on top of competitive wages. You'll do important work, learn new skills, and get orders ready as part of a dedicated team. So find a job with benefits that fits your life, full-time or part-time, day or night, and start now to get a sign-on bonus up to $1,500 before they're gone. Let's work together. Visit Amazon.com/sign-on bonus. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.